Okay, good morning, everybody. This is February, like the end of February. I can't believe it. Thanks, Jayla, for typing that in. This is Staying Mission Driven for WSU Extension Master Gardener volunteers. Thanks for being here. Thanks for taking time out of your cold Thursday morning. I was looking on the news this morning, and there was a lot of accidents, particularly out in Kitsap County. So I hope if you're from Kitsap County, that you're safe and sound in the warmth of your own homes. All right. So today's agenda is fairly short. I wanted to just give an update on the Northwest Flower and Garden Festival, and then we'll talk about the Advanced Education Conference and a couple things around the Endowed Chair campaign. And then if we can just have a conversation about whatever we need to have a conversation about after that, if time allows. Sound good? Okay. Good. I love the cameras on. Everybody's shaking their heads. I can see that you're actually here today. All right. So the Northwest Flower and Garden Festival was so much fun. For those of you who participated, oh my gosh, it was great to see all the friendly faces, get to work alongside of you and volunteers. And then there were so many volunteers who weren't volunteering at the show, but came for the seminars and stopped by to say hello. It was great to see everybody. I have hundreds of pictures, like literally hundreds of pictures. I thought I would, I think I have a picture behind here. Yeah, so a couple quick shares for you. So this is one, Honey Neiman from Jefferson County. And this looks like a couple people from Whatcom, maybe. It's hard for me to tell. And then Cecilia McGowan from Spokane County. So this is kind of what the booth looked like. And it was like a steady stream of people all the time. Oh, there's Amelia from King County having a grand old time. So, but we had a steady stream of people constantly at the booth. We were located on the way to the seminar rooms. And what we found was that when people were on the way to the seminars, they were like, oh, there's the Master Gardeners. But they were like, focused on getting to their course. And so then they would, on the way back, they would stop and visit with us. And it was so fun to hear all the questions and so many people wanting to become Master Gardeners. Like, how do I become a Master Gardener? We already had our debrief session with the team. And one of the things we learned is that we need to have more specific information about county trainings for volunteers to have on hand. When I was there, I had a pretty good feel for when counties train and could answer a lot of those questions, but volunteers from King County didn't know when Kitsap County volunteers trained or vice versa. So that was one of the things that we'll work on for next year. Let's see. I want to show a couple more photos here so you guys can get a feel for what it was like. So this young lad right here, I think it was on Sunday.
Yes.
He walked by with his family, and I heard the dad say, oh, here's the Master Gardeners. I bet they can answer your slug questions. And we just happened to have Diana in the booth, and Diana is a slug expert with the Master Gardeners in Skagit County. And this young boy was so attentive. He was so excited to visit with Diana and hear what she had to say. I have no idea what Diana said. I don't know what the questions were. I want to get that information from Diana to put with this picture. I haven't had an opportunity to do that yet. But it was really cool to see some interest from young people, and he just really enjoyed the conversation. Diana, do you want to fill us in? I see you're on.
He wanted to know how slugs find food and related kind of topics like that.
Okay.
We talked about that slugs can't see, they can only see light and dark. They can't see food, but they can smell it. Talked about their mucus and how it protects them. He just looked at me and just took it all in. I've never seen a child that young so focused, and his parents were very supportive. You could see this is how this family operates.
Yeah, that was what I took away from it, Diana, that I mean he was so attentive, and then the family, it was more than just mom and dad or dads and kids. I mean, there was a whole group of them, and they all stopped and let him have his time to learn from Diana and the Master Gardener program. Thank you, Diana. Let's see. What is this one? King County booth. So we had 2 separate booths. This was in King County. They had a booth that was specifically for plant clinics. So I took a few pictures there and had the opportunity to visit with volunteers there. We had Wendy Powers was in the booth with us on Saturday. Wendy Powers is the dean of the College of Agriculture, Human and Natural Resource Sciences. So this is a picture of Wendy with some of the King County volunteers. Oh, that didn't work. I'm going to go back the other way. There's a better picture of Mustafa. I was going to try to get it, but that's okay.
Oh,
So go ahead. Was somebody going to say something? So it's really great to have Wendy with us. She is just a very positive support for the WSU Extension Master Gardener program. And she really understands the purpose of our program. She has experience with Master Gardeners in California and in Michigan. And she has some interesting and I think unique ideas on how Master Gardeners can help WSU Extension achieve and Connors achieve the vision of Resilient Washington. So I'll be talking to her a little bit more about that as time goes. But she's, in all of the years I've heard from my counterparts here at WSU, in all of my years and all of their years, they've never really seen a Connors dean spends time like this with the Master Gardener program. So I think this really tells us a lot about WSU's support for our program and their belief in volunteers supporting the mission of WSU and the Land Grant Institute that we are. So round of applause for all of you for doing the good work in the communities and making sure that I have something to share with Wendy to tell her about the good work that we're doing across the state. This was a poster that we had in the booth that was highlighting the foundations who made that booth possible. So I want to give a shout out to the Master Gardener Foundation of Washington State, Cowlitz County, Island County, Jefferson County, King County, Lewis County, Pierce County, Skagit, Snohomish, Spokane, Thurston, Whatcom, and Yakima. Without their financial gift to make this happen, we would not have been there. This was a huge success for us. We are already talking about, doing it next year and what that might look like for us. It was, we've learned a lot over our participation. Some of the things, we thought we were keeping the booth simple. There was too much in the booth. We want to simplify it for next year. But, we were really, I don't have the numbers of people we talked to yet. Cecilia McGowan is working on getting that to me and the types of questions that came in. But it was hundreds, if not close to 1,000 people that we were able to engage with through the 5-day period. So that was huge from the, elevating and let's see, advertising, I guess, promoting the Master Gardener program statewide. The other thing that was really important, I think, from my perspective as the state lead, was bringing volunteers from across the state to work together. I'm not sure that we've done that before outside of the Advanced Education Conference, which is really fairly new too. And so I think that bringing volunteers together, creating that cohesive statewide program where the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, this activity, this participation at the Northwest Flower and Garden Festival really helped us grow in that direction. And then the other thing that I wanted to take away from this event, and I was really able to, was understanding volunteers' perceptions and adoption and of the program priorities, and where we still need to do some work. And so I visited with a lot of volunteers about the program priorities and have some good information and feedback from them on the work that we still need to do across the state in adopting these, to be teaching on these topics in our communities. And then the other thing was the Endowed Chair campaign. I was just looking at the chats. So and then the other thing was the Endowed Chair campaign, and I had a lot of conversations with volunteers about that campaign, answered a lot of questions, and I think it was a great way to spread the word about that campaign and why it will be a game changer for our program. So a couple of chats here. Let's see. Thank you, Alice. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay. Lots of thank yous. Very well deserved. We're going to do the 3x4 cards that we brought home with us. Honestly, my car still got stuff in it. I have not unloaded my car since we got home. So I got home and I went straight to work, and I haven't really had an opportunity to unload my car. I wanted to do it yesterday afternoon. I ended up working. So so I don't know what we have left. Some counties took their 3x4 cards with them. If they had volunteers in the booth on Sunday, they took them with them. Those that didn't, and so that means they're in my car or they're in Debbie Benbow's possession. The plan now is to get them back to counties either at the conference in September, or if I'm traveling to the counties, I'll bring them with me then. The large banners, I want to make sure that you all know, all 4 or 5 of these banners are available on our website under volunteer resources. So you can go on our website and it's under marketing materials or retractable banners. So you can order these banners for your own county. So you have them for your own outreach events. And then, so let's see, special thanks to Debbie Benbow for the great graphic support, and Gary Scheider for having such a great vision of how we could participate in the festival. Absolutely. Debbie Benbow is the design person behind everything that you see in this picture. She helped all of the counties with those 3x4 cards and all of the other graphic design work that you see here in this booth. So she was there the whole time. Actually got to meet her daughter and granddaughter, so that was fun. And Gary Scheider for your vision. When you called me and said, you may or may not want to jump on board with this, I was like, well, let's see if we can make it happen. And we did. And it was a short turnaround. The timelines for getting everything back to us were very short. and I appreciate every county turning their stuff around and getting it to us on time so we could load it into the show and be able to participate in the way that we did. It was a great time. Gary or Debbie, or is Kirby on? How about Cecilia? Do you guys have anything to say? Anything to add?
I'll speak on behalf of Cecilia. She was a dream to work with. She worked so hard to get all the volunteers there because without all the work she did, it would just been an empty booth. But she made sure we had at least 4 volunteers there for every shift. And that's quite a thing to get that many people organized and on board and getting their wristbands and everything to them. So she's a real trooper and a delight to work with.
Yeah, thanks, Diana. I'll echo that. I mean, she was there every day. She had everything really well organized and thought through, was very patient. And when things, because there's always hiccups, but she was very patient through all those hiccups and had a smile on her face and was happy to be there supporting everybody.
So, and I just want to say, thank you to everybody that was involved. And it was definitely a team effort to put this together, from Cecilia, Kirby, Gary, Jennifer, and then all the volunteers that stepped up to staff the booth the entire time. There was a lot of enthusiasm, and I went away. Sometimes you go away from something and you say, oh, I'm never doing this again. It was too much work. And I went away thinking, I can't wait till next year. So it was great.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Debbie.
Can I ask a quick question? Was this the first time WSU Master Gardeners were at the Flower and Garden Festival?
In this way, yes. The
Yeah.
King County WSU Master Gardeners have been there for many years.
Yeah.
But this is the first time we were there as a statewide program.
Yeah. No, I thought it was tremendous. It really gave us some credibility and exposure.
Mm-hmm. Exposure. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for earlier. That wasn't coming to me. If you want to send a self-addressed prepaid envelope, I would be happy to send you your cards. I just don't know how that works because I don't know how many cards you have left or anything.
We didn't have that many, so because I looked at them Friday before I went home. I'm sure there weren't that many, but if you know where the location is, it's either you or Debbie. So if you let me know that, I'll find out how to get them to you.
I'll have you send it actually to the office, which is, I'll put that in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that you have those, Jennifer. The only ones I came home with were Jefferson County.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Anything else on the Northwest Flower and Garden Festival? Again, big thanks to the team, big thanks to all the volunteers who came out to support it. And then all the volunteers who stopped by to say hi, even though, it was great. I guess one more thing, we had Master Gardeners from stop by and say hello from all around the US. And they put pins in a map, and that map is still in my car, but I'm going to get a picture of it so we can have that. Volunteer Master Gardeners from Canada stopped by to say hello. So it was great. We really had a good time. Next on the agenda is the Advanced Education Conference. And Debbie Benbow is the lead for that conference. Debbie, you want to share?
Sure. So the conference is coming along behind the scenes. The website is up. It's being populated as information comes in, and some of the information we're gathering first before we put it all up. By the end of March, you should see quite a bit more up there. There's been a core group working behind the scenes and meeting, but beginning in March, we're opening that up. And all of the team members will be taking part in those meetings. And at this point, there are still some vacancies. So we're asking for volunteers in different areas. We're still looking for a facilities lead or a couple of people that will work with the facility to just be that contact person. We'd like to have somebody from either Pierce, King, Thurston, or Lewis County, someplace close by, so that you have quick access. It's been a little bit of a challenge working statewide because I'm in Wenatchee, and the first that I've been able to visit the facility was last week. We did a walkthrough, and I can tell you, you're going to be excited to have the conference there. It's just a first-class facility. It's beautiful, and we're very excited about that. We did some vendor and exhibitor recruitment at the conference. I had some positive, comments from that. I picked up cards. I'll be following up with some of those, but we're looking for, artisans that want to show their crafts. It looks like we'll probably have room for about 8 to 10 booths. And then a few more of exhibitors that don't need to be in a locked area. So if that's something that you would like to help with, we still need that contact person, that lead, that will help to care for those vendors and just be their contact person through the process and through the conference. I believe I have somebody that has stepped up to work with foundations for the marketplace. The program development team could still use a couple more members. They've been working behind the scenes. We have a keynote. We're working on gathering the bios and information on him before we post that. Let's see. We have on-site registration assistance needed, which I may have those filled now. And if we have somebody to help with publicity, I don't mind doing the graphics, but I could use some help with, some of the writing, newsletters, or online newsletters, e-blast, social media, and to distribute flyers and press releases. We need help with maybe somebody to take on swag bags that would, go out and gather items for the swag bags and in-kind donations for those. Our next meeting is going to be March 13th. It's Monday at 10 a.m. And if you're interested in any position or being on any of the teams, please email me. I'm going to put my email address in the chat right now. And then I will send you a Zoom invite to the next meeting. Can't talk and type at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. So
Debbie, what would you say is the most important position that you would like to have filled?
I think at this point, Kathy could use some help with the program development, and
Okay.
probably the facilities
Yeah.
lead.
Okay. And tell us a little bit more about the responsibility of the facilities lead, please. Like, what are you thinking that person is doing?
that person would be the contact person. Whoever's working with vendors, set up. We need to have one person that can be that person to be the go-between between the different teams and the facilities.
Mhm.
So we don't want somebody from program development, going to the Marriott to, talk about what they need, and then they're getting somebody else talking about what they need for vendors. We need one point of contact person. It would also be, scheduling the load-ins, load-outs, just anything to do with the facilities and set up, that sort of thing.
Okay, so being the point of contact between the Marriott and
Correct.
the conference team leads, and responsible for the logistics.
Right.
Okay,
And
including responsibility for working with the AV team. We're hiring a professional AV team,
right.
all of that. So, but that person will also have some responsibility to be the communicator between those two.
Right.
So if you have experience with logistics and facilities, we would really appreciate your time and your talents to make sure that the 50th anniversary advanced education conference goes off without a hitch.
So
Right.
that person also needs to be, so they'll need to be available for meetings prior, obviously, but then also have to be on site for the whole, obviously for the setup, but then throughout the entire conference. Okay.
Yeah.
Can
And
can I add something?
Yeah.
yes, Kathy.
It's me. We also could use 2 or 3 people who like to plan a party.
Oh, I forgot all about that. Yes.
Yes, we are going to end the conference with a birthday party. And it would be really nice if the program people could kind of focus on the program, and party planners could take over for the last hour that we're at the conference. So if that sounds interesting to somebody, let me know.
Kathy, this is Katie. I've got some potential party planners here in Pierce County.
Yay.
Pierce County party planners.
I like that.
I'm meeting with some different people over the next couple weeks, so I will keep you informed, but we're always happy to have more party people on the planning committee. So
Yes, you
Yes.
don't have to be in Pierce County.
no, I'll take it from anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if that appeals, let us know.
So the other place that we could use help is with sponsors. Dawn has taken that on, looking for corporate sponsors. If you are interested or you have some good ideas there and could contact Don Enstrom, I'm sure he would appreciate that. There he is waving his hand. And also we're looking for sponsoring foundations. So last year, a number of foundations stepped up and sponsored at different levels, and that helps us to make the conference a success and not end up in the red. So we depend on that. This year, it's, prices have gone up, and it's just kind of a fact of life. It's going to be really tough to break even on this year. So are there any questions?
Thanks, Debbie.
Thank you.
We can source swag from all over the state.
I have a
Absolutely.
question. People are asking, how much is it going to cost for a Master Gardener to attend?
Oh. I believe. So the price did go up. Food, everything has gone up. I believe the early bird price will be $259. And master gardeners are going to save $30 on registration over what the public will be paying. So I just want to confirm that here. Yeah, so $259 for early bird registration, which will start May 1st. And after that, it's $299 for regular. And if you are not a master gardener, you're going to be paying, I believe it's about $30 more. So.
The conference is September 27th through the 30th.
Yes.
Tacoma Marriott. Thanks, Jayla, for the link.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Any other questions for Debbie? Comments?
Thank you for your gorgeous templates. Easy to work with, very, very eye-catching, really nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so next on the agenda, I think is the Endowed Chair campaign and the 5 for 5 drive. So let's see, I'm going to try to talk about this, but I think there are probably others on this call that can do a better job than I can. So every year, universities at WSU2, they do what's called a Give Day. And this year, Cougs Give Day is, I actually don't have the date in front of me, but it's early this spring, March something. And Connors, our college, the college that houses the Master Gardener program, is focusing on the Endowed Chair campaign for Cougs Give. We did it last year and we're going to do it again this year, April 12th. Thank you very much, Jerry. So I was going to say April 8th, but I knew that wasn't it because that's the day of the kickoff event. So how that works is there's departments around the university that have donors who put up a challenge gift, and we're lucky enough to have a donor who's put up a challenge. I don't know the details of that yet. Our development office is working on that, but we will want to leverage every master gardener in the state and all of our social media platforms that we can to spread the word about this challenge. It's basically, if a donor gives X amount of dollars, and then we're challenging the rest of the, stakeholder group to meet that challenge. And so then we essentially double the donation that was originally provided for the Cougs Give Day. I know that, let's see, I saw Tana was on. So Tana has done this in the past with her in her professional life. Tana, did I describe it well enough, or do you have some additions? If you're
So
talking,
I'm now
Tana, oh, there you
unmuted.
are.
So challenge give act in a couple of ways. One is that it's an inducement for people to provide funding for a specific cause. It also can be that the person agrees to increase the amount that they are contributing based on donations that come from others in the organization. So I'll be curious to learn a bit more. What I was encouraged by was talking with our dean, Wendy Powers, about the fact that she has made our campaign one of her priorities for Coug Gives Day.
Yep.
And that doesn't always happen. That really demonstrates her commitment to helping us have a successful campaign. So I'd really encourage all of you to do two things. Consider your own gift. And the second thing is encourage others in your county to also give. This is also a great opportunity for you to think about those Cougar folks in your committee who are a community who are strong supporters, who maybe don't always participate as master gardeners or aren't master gardeners, but would be available to give to a WSU campaign.
Thanks, Tana. So I'm working with our Connors development team and with Dean Powers to put the plan together for rolling out Cougs Give this year. So the idea is we'll have some pre-made social media posts that we can share out with all volunteers to use and post on their social media pages to spread the word. The 5 for 5 campaign seems to have really resonated. Just to reiterate, the 5 for 5 is $5 a month for 5 years, and 5,000 pledges is 1.5 million. So it's, every donation matters. And no matter how large or small, every donation matters. There are 4,000 WSU Extension Master Gardeners. So if all 4,000 give $5 a month for 5 years, and then we find another 1,000 pledges from our communities who like to use the Master Gardener program around the state, and we'll hit that 1.5 million mark. So that is really what's resonating, I think, across the volunteer program. And I have found that when I visit with volunteers and talk about the importance of the campaign and how hiring an endowed chair will be a game changer for our program, for volunteers in the counties, or our county program specifically, volunteers have agreed to give more than that $5 a month. So that's been a nice boon, and I think we're moving in a good direction towards success. Tana has an idea. Yes, assume you can give $300 up front instead of monthly. Absolutely. Absolutely. There is information on our website on how to give. You go to our 50th anniversary resources, how to get involved. So Tana has an idea that she's going to share, and I think they're adopting this, going to do this in Pierce. And Tana, I'm not going to say what I want to say because it'll come out wrong. So it's a Roundup campaign, but it's not Roundup, right?
That's right. We want to be very careful with our labels.
Yes.
So, as has been mentioned earlier, we have a team working at the state level who generate ideas for the campaign as for the 50th anniversary. And I want to start with sharing campaign information and an acknowledgement about our chapters. And then I'll share the information with you about an idea that you may consider, and then open up for questions as well. So first of all, one of the things that I so deeply appreciate getting to know our different county environments is that no one county is the same at all. We have large counties and small counties. We have different priorities that we use to deliver our missions. And so the information I'm going to share with you today may work for some counties, or it might need to be considered a bit and tweaked for other counties. The second thing is how important this campaign is and why our ability to find creative ways to support it is important. So for instance, in your own county, what would it look like if we had an absolutely cohesive curriculum to use with our interns that was developed with one voice and had a strong science-based and up-to-date platform? And what would it look like if you had access to a list of speakers who would be available for local events or your community or continuing education without you having to do a lot of background research? And what would it look like if we collectively had a faculty voice at the table speaking with leadership on a regular basis about what can be done to strengthen the Master Gardener program? That's the whole reason behind this campaign. So in Pierce, as many of our other counties, we have a fabulous plant sale. The lines are long. The community waits with bated breath to come to the plant sale. And we start with thousands of plants, and we end up with usually enough to not even sit on one pallet. And you've all got your own stories about plant sales that are successful. So one of the concepts we had was kind of taking the Macy's approach, you might call it. And that is to develop a way for customers at your plant sale to be able to donate money to the campaign, a way that's simple and easy. So 2 ideas, and you can probably come up with your own as well. One is, if you still use tags on your plants, many plant sales still use colored tags to indicate the cost. You could simply create 2 or 3 additional colors that could be kept at your cashier's statement, and people, when they check out, could be asked, be willing to contribute to our campaign. $1, $5, $10. The second idea is if you use barcode scanning, what you can do is simply create a unique barcode that allows people to donate. And again, you can create them in increments. Those are pretty simple and easy, but there are 2 things that have to go along with that process. The first is there needs to be some training and information provided to all of your master gardeners about the campaign so that they can answer questions and prepare the public to be able to contribute. The second thing is it will likely be very important for you to have small flyers or cards that can be handed out in your checkout line so people get a sense of what they are being asked to contribute to. 2 simple ideas, fairly easy to implement, but like all good ideas, here in Pierce County, our Deborah Benbow said, we have thousands of people and the lines are long and our cashier is stretched. So for this year, until we have a bit more time to develop our system, we're going to simply take a portion of our proceeds from a plant sale and donate it specifically to the endowed chair campaign. And then that gives us a bit more time to work out a system for next year, because we were already well on our way with the plant sale. But what I'd ask, my request for you today is to simply think about creative ways that you could contribute and share the excitement of the fact for the first time in its history, our program could have its own permanent faculty position. And as Jennifer said, I think that's a game changer. So thank you for listening. And if you've got questions, I'd be more than happy to answer.
Thank you, Tana. So one of the questions that I was getting quite a bit at the festival, and you touched on it, but I'm going to ask you to reiterate. This isn't really forever. Like if we're successful, nothing's forever. This isn't really forever, right? But it is.
Yes.
Yeah, you want to talk about that, or do you want me to?
Once this endowed chair position is funded, that position is stable. It continues to operate according to its description, which means the efforts of this person are committed to the Master Gardener program. And it's a perpetual position, which means that the funding that we raise continues this position into the future. And that's very important. That doesn't always happen in higher education.
Right. Thank you, Tana. The other thing, the position that I hold is not an urban horticulture position, right? It's a leadership position. It's administration. This position will remain as well. It is written into the gift use agreement. So this position will stay with the Master Gardener program in perpetuity as well. Questions, thoughts?
Jennifer, it's Deborah from Skagit. I just
Yep.
might add, because I know there's been some confusion among some, the $1.5 million endowed chair campaign actually funds the program support. It doesn't actually fund the faculty salary. That money will be coming from other places within WSU. And I know that's been a concern because people were saying, well, how can $1.5 million endowment ensure the salary of this faculty person? That's not where the money will go. The money goes straight to the program. So I thought that might be a good clarifying point.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Deborah. That's a good point. Any other thoughts, questions, comments? Okay. Any good of the group? Questions, thoughts, comments? We're in our 50th year.
I have a wonderful one. We won a Search for Excellence for Youth. So at the international, we'll be honored. So
Yes, I haven't read that whole email yet, Alice. Let me get to that. So Alice is Benton Franklin.
So we wrote up our juvenile justice program. And so we're really excited that we got first place.
Yeah, so each year, the International Master Gardener Committee holds Search for Excellence Awards. And Benton Franklin County submitted Working with Incarcerated Youth, Growing and Giving Back to the Community. And it won first place in the nation for Search for Excellence. So congratulations to Alice and to Benton Franklin County Master Gardeners. So now what that means though is they will be attending the International Master Gardener Conference. And if you haven't registered for that, the early bird rate ends March 1st. So register for that before the end of the month. So they'll be going to that and be recognized there. They're also going to be submitting a video that can be shared that talks about what the project is, and then they'll have a poster. So congratulations, very exciting. I love to have that at the international conference. Thanks for sharing. Sandra, you have a question?
I do. So everyone who had their county marked were marked present. People that came late may not have known about adding their county. So I've been working through, but if you were registered, you'll get the email anyway. So just check so you don't duplicate. But it helped having counties on your name. So I'm still working on those. So I think we're going to end. So just check and make sure that you got your hours and give pulse, please.
Thank you, Sandra.
Jennifer, I have a question.
Hi, Mary.
How is the 50th magazine coming? Do you know?
So yes, I do know. For those of you who don't know, we've been working on a commemorative magazine highlighting points of pride of the Extension Master Gardener program. And it will contain, the history, current day work, and a story on looking forward and what the next 50 years of Extension Master Gardeners might look like. I received a draft copy of that, I don't know, 2 weeks ago now. And there's about 5 or 6 of us who reviewed that and provided feedback. And I got another draft copy yesterday or the day before. And so there's a few of us looking at that, and we'll get it back by the end of the week, and we should be good to go. We'll have copies for sale at the April 8th event. I could show you, give you a sneak peek. How's that? Should I give you a sneak peek of what the cover looks like?
Sure.
Mary Fran was one of the writers for that magazine. I gotta get it so it fits on my screen here. This is what the cover looks like.
Oh, huh.
All the different pictures. Contents. It's going to be cool. It's like 56 pages, full color, really highlighting the work of the Extension Master Gardener program across Washington State, and stories like the Juvenile Justice Project that Benton Franklin has.
Looks nice, Jennifer. Thanks for working on it.
Thank you, Mary Fran. It was Mary Fran from Chelan County, Lynn Hoisington from Skagit, Pat Muntz from Spokane, Marianne Opart, retired faculty from Benton Franklin, and Sheila Gray, retired faculty from Lewis, were the writers for the magazine. Got lots of fun photos, and really, how will we get a copy? They'll be for sale at all of the regional events. And we're still trying to figure out what the price of those will be. It's going to depend on how much we have to pay for them. All right. Anything else? Sandra, your hand is still up. Was that from last time?
Sorry, yes.
Okay.
I just dropped in the chat, just tooting our horn a little bit. In Pierce County, we were awarded the Golden Group Award, which we're so excited to have on our 50th birthday. So all Pierce County Master Gardeners are being celebrated for their dedication to the mission. And I'm so proud of that. And then I also dropped in the chat how to RSVP for our big birthday celebration on April 8th. So please go ahead and click over there and find our website and come play with us in April.
Yeah. So Jayla, what is the Golden Group Award?
We every year Pierce County invites people to nominate volunteers to be celebrated every year, and I nominated our entire program, and we won the Golden Group Award for just group excellence. So I get to go to a big banquet, and we have we're going to have a little promotion video, and we get a gift, and it's just a really fun celebration where we get to all come together with Pierce County volunteers all over our county and celebrate, and it's just gonna be fun. A fun way to celebrate our birthday.
Yeah, very fun.
Yeah. Very
Great.
proud.
Thanks, Jayla.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. So our next meeting then is March 23rd. This is one of those months where everything is the same. If you have anything in between now and then, please let me know. I'm always willing and ready and would like to visit with Master Gardeners. So both awards need to be written up for Seeds for Thought. Good point, Kathy. Alice, will you do that for Benton Franklin? She may have stepped out. Okay, thanks everybody. See you next month, if not before. Take care.